I'm not defending Hamas.
Wait a minute.
Ever lying with me like that, brother? I'm defending the suffering of Palestinians.
I want to hear
Hamas itself committing war crimes.
I want to hear you say
anybody who commits war crimes are barbaric. I'm saying that explicitly, but I want you to say if the Israeli Defense Forces are killing children, are they barbaric too?
No.
Are they ever barbaric?
No. If they target children,
yes. Have they ever targeted children?
No, absolutely never in the history have they ever targeted a child.
You got to get off the crack pipe.
Okay. That was Cornel West and Professor Alan Dershowitz, Professor Cornel West as well. They were on, of all places, Sean Hannity's show and had that incredible exchange that end with, "Oh, brother, you got to get off the crack pipe," which I now immediately need on a sweatshirt. Cornel West, of course, is running for president as an independent. Alan Dershowitz famously has a perfect sex life and was never acquainted with Jeffrey Epstein. But there was a little bit more on that. It opened, and this is really interesting because you don't see these kinds of debates, honestly, even on places obviously like CNN or MSNBC. It was interesting to see two opposing views just kind of go at it, and like have kind of an honest little argument about it. Here's a little more from that.
Would you allow the killing of Americans to continue, or would you go and get the terrorists, even if it meant possibly collateral damage on Palestinians? What would you do?
I'll tell you exactly what I would do. First, truth and morality tend to be two casualties in any context of war. I would want to tell the American people the truth. I would tell them what the context is, how we found ourselves in this situation. I would not jump for a military invasion and a genocidal attack on a
genocidal attack
on Gaza.
No, it's not a genocidal
where are they supposed to go?
When you're killing terrorists.
So he ends that by saying, where are they supposed to go? He's asking Dershowitz pointedly. Listen how Dershowitz hedges and has no idea. Take a listen.
Where do they go?
Where do they go?
Yes.
Let me tell you where they go. They go to the UN. UN is keeping
from Gaza to Geneva?
They go to no. The UN has places in Gaza. They go to the Rafah crossing.
11 UN people have been killed in the last few days.
They go to Egypt. They go.
Egypt, how they
wait a minute.
Get out?
Let me make another thing clear. Gaza City is very dense, but Gaza itself, the Gaza Strip, there's lots of room. The Israelis have said, get out of Gaza City. Go to Rafah. Go to Khan Yunis. Go to other places. And you know what Hamas is saying?
No water, no food, no electricity.
You know what Hamas is saying? Hamas is saying, don't go.
Oh, I'm not here to defend Hamas.
Well, you are here.
I'm not defending Hamas.
Wait a minute.
Ever lying with me like that, brother? I'm defending the suffering of Palestinians.
I want to hear
Hamas itself committing war crimes.
I want to hear you say
anybody who commits war crimes are barbaric. I'm saying that explicitly, but I want you to say if the Israeli Defense Forces are killing children, are they barbaric too?
No.
Are they ever barbaric?
No. If they target children,
yes. Have they ever targeted children?
No, absolutely never. Never in the history have they ever targeted a child deliberately.
You got to get off the crack pipe.
Okay, I just had to see that again. But there you see sort of the lead up to it. Cornel West is like, it's like a nonstop flow of like, where are they supposed to go? And Dershowitz, and you can sort of hear him say like, I want to hear you condemn Hamas, which kind of, as we discussed, like he almost got that out, but he didn't quite get it out. Which we kind of discussed. It's like, yeah, it's important to condemn these terrorist acts, but at the same time, what's happening now, right? And like if Cornel West, he's condemning all war crimes. I just feel like, again, Dershowitz has no idea. He says, go to the UN. Cornel West says, they killed 11 UN workers in the last few days. And finally, get off the crack pipe. But more importantly, Brett, I like how these two gentlemen are kind of the same stature. And they're both like really gesticulative. And so they're kind of just like, and there's like a lot of hands and there's a lot of like, and I think it's very funny. I love this exchange.
Like, Cornel West is so good at being like, I'm going to say all my facts in a row. Yeah. And I have them. And there's like a little glee in his voice as he does it, but he also knows how to keep it about like the actual subject and all that. Dershowitz, for me, Dershowitz is that same guy who kind of was like, it's okay to sleep with minors. Like, he's a constitutional law professor who has argued cases before the Supreme Court, I believe. And that's where you get away from like, all right, here's my client who's walking down the street at this time. And it gets into like, so in a hypothetical, let's talk about, how maybe it's okay to do this kind of thing, dating back to, whatever. But
and defended Trump. right? Which got him like,
yeah, he's taken some weird things. So just like watching these guys all mess around is pretty hilarious to me. You know, especially because like you can get your actual discourse on Gaza and Israel. You can kind of glean where various sides stand, but I want to commend them. At the end, they actually did all get along and like shake hands, and it's a pretty amazing moment where you know, Sean Hannity invites them both to Harvard and says that they can't go because Fox News isn't allowed there, but Cornel West is like, yeah, you can come with me, we'll all go to Harvard together and have this debate there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we can we squeeze one more? All right,
we can talk about this more.
Here's what I want to talk about in terms of this exchange is that, like I said in the beginning, there's an honesty to this exchange. No matter who you agree with or disagree with, or who you think is making good points or not making good points, Alan Dershowitz has absolutely been a, for lack of a better term, pro-Israel sort of emblem for a very, very long time. I personally disagree with him vehemently, but he is saying with his full chest, effectively, like, look, there's gonna be collateral damage. He calls it collateral damage. I would call it civilians, but he's saying it is worth it to have dead civilians in order to get to the terrorists. And that, I think, is what a lot of people are saying. I am not one of them at all. And so it's kind of nice to hear, other than a sanitized version on CNN, a sanitized version on MSNBC, you have someone who's like, nah, man, you gotta get the terrorists. Sorry that they died. And then you have, you know, Cornel West, which honestly, at the end of this week, Cornel 2024, baby, let's go. I'm not even mad right now because I feel like Cornel West, right, we never hear on mainstream media someone arguing for like an end to like all the violence. You see it on social media. For some reason, we're looking to rando celebrities and our friends to say more than what we see on mainstream news. Yeah.
This is what I was kind of getting to. It's like there's so much cynicism in the discussion. Well, there's so much stupidity in the discussion that you have to say like a very concise, easy, like, let's not kill kids. But there's so much cynicism in the discussion that people get mad at you for saying that.
Right.
That's what I really want to hammer down on. It's like, which is it? Like, you know, all of this discourse is welcome. I'm glad they had it.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.